Welcome back to Talk Asia. I'm Andrew Stevens. We're in Shenzhen with the auto manufacturer BYD, and behind me could very well be a vision of the future. This is an all-electric car made here at BYD in southern China. It's just a prototype at the moment, but it is due to roll off the assembly line this year as a commercial proposition. Let's take it for a spin. Now, I have the honour of being the first journalist to actually have test-driven this car. It is a prototype, so obviously they've still got a couple of bugs to work out. But the engine, the battery is all solid. The drivetrain is solid. They may make a few changes internally. Well, the first thing you notice about this car is what you don't notice. There's nothing that overtly says I'm in an all-electric car here. The dash, the layout is fairly standard. All the dials and all the gauges you need are well laid out. The start here, you've got a power start. There's no ignition per se. And I don't know if you can hear that, but you can hear a whirring sound as the battery is engaged. Okay, so basically put it into gear. And off we go. Just that quiet electrical whirring sound. I'll try not to run this car into someone because it is a prototype. Let's test the acceleration. So there's certainly no lack of power in this car. The range on one full battery is about 400 kilometres or so, and the top speed is about 160 kilometres. So it's competitive. One problem is that to charge the battery, you actually have to go to a special charging station. You can charge it at home, but it does take about 2 days on a normal household power point. So you need to take it really to a charging station. And at the moment, obviously in China, anywhere in the world, in fact, there aren't that many charging stations. As you have said, a lot of car companies are now seeing the revolution in moving to electric power. How tough is the competition going to be for BYD? If you look at the Japanese are introducing plug-in hybrid cars, the Americans are, the Europeans are. It's going to be pretty tough for you, isn't it?
The competition is pretty tough, but compared with that in traditional cars, there is a bit more ease. BYD is very confident. Our production costs and quality, especially the costs, are far more advanced than our competitors.
Who are the winners going to be in this new competition? Is it going to be the people with the technology or being able to produce it most cheaply?
I think people need to have both aspects. Besides advanced technology, low cost is also very necessary. You might have low production costs, but people can't win without the leading technology. But if you have the leading technology and high costs, people can't win that competition either. I think people possessing both aspects can win the competition.
You were 29 years old. You were working for the government in a research institute. You borrowed money from a relative to start up a company, BYD. Did you think then it would grow to what it is now that quickly?
I didn't think of this back then. I only thought about opening a small company and earning some money, trying to keep it afloat. That's what I thought then. I never thought it would grow this big. But new goals came about when we were doing more and more business. Then a new strategy had to be shaped.
You are an engineer by training, and now you run a company with 130,000 people. Do you ever wish for a more simple life, maybe just to go back to being just a humble engineer again?
Actually, due to my current position in the company, it's difficult for me to go back to the lab every day. But when I have some time, I do try to do some research. But we try to achieve this. Every week I try to talk about some technical plans with my engineers. It's one of my hobbies.
Watch your back.
In late last year, Warren Buffett, the US investor, put $250 million into your company to buy a 10% stake. How did that make you feel personally?
We think this was very important to our company. First, it can increase our brand recognition. This is unprecedented, because people in both the United States and China respect Mr. Buffett. There are about 100 million people in China who are investing in stocks, so those 100 million people probably know him. It's very helpful for BYD to increase our recognition. Secondly, it's very helpful for BYD to promote new energy automobiles in the United States.
Back in the 1970s and 1980s, there were a lot of theories, conspiracy theories perhaps, that suggested that the big oil companies were closing down anybody who had technology which would become a rival to the gasoline engine. Did you ever buy into those theories? Do you think the oil companies have tried to push back production of alternative energy for automobiles?
There have been some challenges. There are also challenges about engine technology. Those who own the engine technology will also cause problems for electric cars. But these challenges can't stop the advantages of electric cars, such as reducing our reliance on oil, being environmentally friendly, and reducing carbon dioxide.
And I understand that even though you run this very big company, that you live in the workers' village with your workers, not far from here.
The cultural values at BYD are very good, which are equality and pragmatism. I'm just an ordinary engineer, and due to work requirements, I became the chairman of this company. But after work, we're all equal. We live and talk together. This is our culture.
So you wouldn't say you're a capitalist in any way?
No, I don't think so. I've always been like this. I've tried to remain an ordinary person, such as eating with my employees. I try to live an ordinary life.
Wang Chuanfu, thank you so much for joining us here on Talk Asia.
Thank you.